I believe in the power of learning, and so does Smart Deal Academy. This incredible nonprofit serving the greater Charlotte area is changing lives through personalized tutoring, homeschool teaching, and enrichment classes for students of all ages. From pre-K phonics to private music and Spanish lessons, Smart Deal creates a safe, joyful space where kids grow in confidence and curiosity. This work only happens because of generous donations from those who believe every student deserves a chance to thrive. Every dollar fuels one-on-one support, creative programming, and the kind of encouragement that sticks with a child for life. Be a part of that impact by visiting smartdeal.com and make a tax-deductible donation today. Let's build a brighter future together.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Jeff, thanks for being here.
Well, you're welcome. Yeah, it's crazy that we live in the same region. We're kind of trying to do the same thing, make a TV show. I've never
Are you
met.
doing,
never
are you doing
met
any better
anybody.
than I am? Because I don't know. We're stuck in a bedroom. I don't know.
Yeah, it's same thing. It's all TV magic.
Yeah.
I basically just got into that. I was an artist and teaching and stuff and taking stuff out of a gallery. They, couldn't use it. It was too expensive or something like it. It just wasn't working out. And for whatever reason, the lady got on the conversation of, oh, there's a little TV studio nearby where you can make your own show, the access cable.
Mm-hmm.
And, I never thought about that because that was one problem. I was always trying to find shows that really taught you more, not just entertainment. And so I thought, yeah, I'll make one for really what I would want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what started. It was all just by accident. So it's almost like if that bad situation didn't happen, I never would have thought about doing that. And this was in Comcast studio, and it was like old dinosaur equipment. It was like real TV stuff, but they really didn't care because it was something where you had to give the public access to make TV programming as long as they're selling cable to people. So they did it reluctantly, and they didn't put much into the money. And there was one guy running the place, and he just sat in the office and watched TV while we're doing our programs instead of like helping produce.
Yeah.
So the sound would be all distorted, and anyways. But that got me started. And I kind of learned how to make your own show, even though it looked like garbage. The content was good. So right about the time, I made about 8 or 10 shows, and they would repeat them for a few months. And I found out that they're closing the studio. They changed the law where we don't have to do this anymore for the public. So that was closing up. And at the same time, I did see other shows, even on PBS and stuff, where like, this is just two people making this. I could see, a husband and wife making painting TV shows. So I got cameras and I just started filming out of the house in the corner of a room, and it looked so much better. Before I would have 2-hour time slots, 6 to 8 on Thursday. Okay, make a show, And what I'm doing is not just interviews. This wasn't that at all. It was preparing a lot of stuff. What are we going to teach? I need props, all these things, setting up, changing the lighting, all this stuff. It just couldn't make some with quality so much. So doing it on your own, like what you're doing, you could put the time into it, and make it the way you want.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you get compared to Bob Ross a lot, I'm assuming?
Oh, God, that's all I hear. To this day, I probably started that 10 years ago. That guy is as famous as Michelangelo, Leonardo, and all these people. They just know him from being on that show, and he's still on. Every city is still playing that.
Yeah.
And I like, why is this guy so popular? There's so many great artists and teachers out there, even on YouTube and stuff. But it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And I learned from talking to people. Yeah, I watched that falling asleep, and a lot of kids like it and stuff. So, and even they have a little documentary on it, which you could find. The little station that produced that thing made a documentary after he died. And they said, yeah, we figured maybe 3% of the audience is actually learning to paint watching that. So like, okay, it's entertainment. Now I understand. It's just popular with people that are non-painters pretty much. So it makes sense, and it serves that purpose. But yeah, as soon as I mentioned, oh, I do painting TV, his name every single time. So sometimes I'm trying to do business and have guests on real serious stuff. I've been to the Chicago Art Museum and Indianapolis Museum of Art, curators and stuff. And as soon as you even bring this up, they think of that and that kind of show. It's kind of decorator art, more for fun. So I have to get over that stigma, and but it's still to this day. Every time I meet someone new, they think of that. So you have clips like you have, and you show, well, this is what it really is. So, get back with me.
Yeah.
I've taught everywhere from Hobby Lobby to Northwestern University and just community art centers in Chicago, everything, every level. Every kind of background, doctors to just little old grandmas, And but sometimes they see the shows on TV. Oh, it's so easy. You ever see him make a mistake? Have you ever seen him make a mistake?
Well,
no.
Yeah.
Why? And that's the thing you got to get over. People maybe tried art in school or whatever. If they didn't have the best teacher, you have to understand it's nothing but mistakes. It's just problems. You start out with one big mistake. Here's I have to do a landscape with a horse and I have a white canvas. That's way wrong.
Yeah.
Start drawing. Here's where the tree goes. Now the tree color is too big or it's the wrong color. That's wrong. So all I do is fix mistakes all day, and eventually, okay, I think it's all right. It's done. So you have to have that attitude. It's not going to be perfect, and I have to do things several times. So much of it to see what your potential is and how good you could be at that or a bunch of other stuff is like this willpower. And it's like not giving up.
Yeah.
If you're like, I guess they compare to other people, you get students that they're not painting like you in 2 weeks, they quit. Or they see the Bob Ross and it's so easy. Oh, anyone could do this. You got to know about shows like that. He's painted those at home during the year, made all kinds of mistakes. And what's he doing? What are you looking at? What are you enjoying? You're just making this up, and then all of a sudden, I don't put a tree over here. He's copying a painting off camera. That's the secret.
Yeah.
Once you've done it, you're just looking at it and copying. That's like 10 times easier, even if you make it a little different. So that's why doing that technique with oil paints, which dries slow, trying to do it in 20 minutes, you only do that if you have to do a TV show and do it live. Otherwise, you just do a background, let it dry. Then you paint the trees and stuff on top. And you could, with oil paints, you have an eraser, you could wipe off and just take the whole thing off and try it again, and your background is still okay. So simply by being patient, knowing steps, I did like a sip and paint at that mule barn, which I've never done before. Like, what can I do in 2 hours with a bunch of drunk people? So I always avoided that. So I thought, well, if I do that, we'll do that here, but we'll do it right. So I gave them a toned canvas with like a reddish color. And so it already has a step done. Anyone could do that. We're just saving time by giving it to them already. And then we painted with acrylics, our base coat, just simple shapes of landscape, simple colors. We're mostly focused on the colors. And then because that dries quick, normally you don't want it to, but here we did. So that second coat or first painting is done in 15 minutes. We got water mixable oils. Those are the ones that take a while to dry, but they could fix things fine too. Now it's got 3 layers in 2 hours. That's what makes a painting good.
Yeah.
So I had a little women that never painted before that night. And like, wow, I really like this. Yeah, you can. You just have to know what to do. Get good instruction, where they're giving these tips, understand what makes something good. It's the mistakes. There's a woman I talked to, she never painted before. I was installing TVs for her. I do all kinds of stuff. And she ended up getting supplies, and I keep telling her, she knows what I'm doing every day and working on it. I'm doing this guy a 3rd time. But it always looks better. So that's almost the biggest tip. It always looks better by the fact that every time it doesn't look right the first time, I try it again. It's all those layers and all that variety is what looks good at those paintings in a museum.
Yeah.
You don't know that looking at it, but they got layers and playing around with all that stuff, and that's what makes it look good. So all this stuff I'm talking about has nothing to do with natural born ability. Like you have to be born with this gift. So much of it is just, again, knowing what can I do to make it easier. In fact,
Mhm.
with oil paints, again, you don't see on some shows, you add something to make it dry faster. So I could paint 3 times with oil paints in one day and it will dry. I put the stuff in there, it dries. I put just the light in front of it, a little heat, or out in the window, or out in the car, in the sun. It will dry within an hour. I could paint again. And I have to do that for my show. If I sit there and paint with regular oil paints, let it dry naturally, oh man, to do one painting for a TV show would take forever.
Yeah.
So that's why Bob Ross is doing all while to wet, which is a nightmare if you want to change anything. You can't do. So that's why he has to do what he's doing. And the problem is some shows like here's the painting finished. This took a lot of time, and this is what I'm going to do today, and maybe we'll get close to that. And you see, oh, now I see why you're doing this and that first. So that's just being a good teacher. So if someone sees it, you or anyone, you can see, this makes it easier. Yeah, but you never know what your potential is.
Right. I know we're out of time, so what's the best way that people out there can connect with you?
Yeah, same thing all the time. Just the name of the show is The Complete Painter. So thecompletepainter.com if you want that. And just Jeffry Krafft, which is associated with that. It's jeffrykrafft.com. Spelled a little strange, which my mother will take Jeffrey with no E in it.
Uh-huh.
It's different, but not that different.
Yeah. Enough to confuse people when they
Yeah.
start searching you online. Yeah,
It's
we'll put all that out there.
so weird. My name is just slightly different. And whatever reason, there's no one like that in the entire world, apparently. So it works good for my website
Yeah.
and email. Yeah. But that works. And yeah, I'm always glad to hear from people, trying to get people to try a hobby like this, not just painting, something. Get off the phone,
Yeah.
get off the TV and all that,
Yes.
and see what you can possibly do. And it changes your life.
Any of the arts.
I can't sleep at night. That's why I just was telling my friend, I have to stop painting at night or working on, the computer or Photoshop or whatever, because I'm all jacked up. I can't sleep, So I like the other people to experience that.
Yeah.
It really is great.
That's so true.
As music
every
or
day.
anything like that.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you for being here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, my man.